Today has been simultaneously, oh, hang on. I'm gonna close that. Simultaneously eventful and uneventful. I woke up early and I didn't like that I was awake early, so I just kind of was in bed for a very long time. And then I decided to make myself pancakes instead of the oatmeal that I've been having. I've been having plain oatmeal with a banana, and so I just had pancakes, but I mushed the banana in and made banana pancakes. They weren't amazing, but it was better than oatmeal. That was breakfast. And then when I literally, it is like 5:30, almost 6. I have not seen Shiki today. Not a single time. So I decided to go and just weed, because I started the row by myself like 2 days ago, and then yesterday I worked on it. Today I finally finished it. Took me 2 hours to finish the row, so now there's only 3 rows left, and I was like, oh, I'll go take a break, and then maybe I'll find Shiki and we'll do another row together and it'll be a lot faster. Then when I got back, I realized that I was supposed to call my insurance, because that's a whole lovely thing. And then that, what I thought was gonna be a quick like 5-minute phone call and everything would be fixed and fine and dandy, was not at all that. And adulting, so fun. So that's still not resolved. And I don't know if it ever will be. So that's super, super great. That took a while. So then I was like, well, I should probably do a little more something, so I didn't just do nothing all day. And so then I was sitting on the porch getting my shoes on, and I was like, well, I guess I'll go weed more. Because there's like other things to do on there, but they all like would require direction, which is fine. But if I don't know where Martin is, then it's easier to just go do the thing that I like know how to do and that it needs to get done. So I was like about to do that, and then he came up and he's like, hey Rhiannon, how's your day going? And I'm like, not great, Martin. And I was like, yeah, I was gonna go weed unless there's something else. And he's like, oh, well, weeding's always good. You could water the chestnut trees or plant some flowers if you want. And then he was like, do you want to learn something new? And I'm like, sure. And so then he just showed me how to like connect hosing. And then he's like, yeah, I want to set up an irrigation system either later today or tomorrow, which I'm hoping he decides tomorrow. I think he will, because it's like already 6. And then he just took his kids to karate, and apparently every Tuesday when he takes his kids to karate, he gets pizza. So Tuesday is pizza day, which I'm excited about because I could use some pizza. But anyway, so he showed me how to do the thing, and then we were talking about the shower, because the thing is like weed it and make it look nice. And I told him that I weeded it, but I wasn't sure how much of the greenery in there he wants gone. And so then the lady who just like appeared and disappeared and reappeared came out and was complaining to him about the shower head, which is a hose, and like it's one of those like hoses, and you can just turn it for the different settings. And that's all he did to fix it, because she's like, it's just spraying out so much, and he just started twisting it until it did it. And I'm like, lady, really? And then she was complaining about the door, which is not a door, and how it just kind of like flaps open. And he was like, well, there's nails for you to like hook it on. And she's like, oh, well. And now she's like going gong-ho in there. I don't even know what she's doing. She's hanging stuff up. I literally don't know. I'm curious to go in there after she's been in there. But anyway, we were over there, and then there's like some sort of hosing that is not for the shower, I don't think. I guess I don't know. But it didn't look like it connected to the shower, but also the shower, there's like 2 shower heads, hoses, that go, but he only showed me the one, and he said that that one is connected just straight to a water heater on the lowest setting. And the other one, I wonder if it's just like straight from like the well, and so that one's cold. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't even attempted to turn that one on because I haven't needed it. So I'm wondering if maybe it's that second house, or yeah, I don't know. It doesn't matter. He's like, yeah, I had a friend who was trying to connect these two, and then it didn't work, as you can see. And it was like, there was like an inch of space between the 2 things, and he's like, he really didn't need to do that. What he should have done is what we just did on that little thing. And he's like, actually, do you want to do that? And I was like, oh, okay, sure. So, and then he's like, okay, I'm gonna go take the boys to karate. So he just showed me like one little thing, and then was just like, yep, she's got it. And just let me. I'm like, son, I got some videos. We'll see if they actually turn out good. But I was like hacksawing to get it apart. And then I just had, he doesn't have a heat torch or anything. So I just literally just had a lighter trying to like warm the tube to like make it stretch. I will say, like, again, I've said this before, and I talked to my mom today, and I said something to her about how like, I feel like this is like what Nate and Sunshine thought that they were. Also, like the other day, he asked Shiki, how was your day? Like, how's your day been? And she was like, I've just had a lazy day today, honestly. And he's like, you know what? Sometimes you need those. And like, just like, you not even having to like feel guilty that you just like didn't give it your all that day. And then like, he was like, yeah, you can do weeding, but like, do you want to do something more fun than that? And then was like, here, like, do you want to learn something new? Let me show you how to do it, and then you can do it. And like, that is like, that's what I wanted so badly in Arkansas, is for them to be like that, and they just weren't. Because even like, the other thing is like, I weeded all the time in Arkansas, but I didn't feel like it, like I was doing anything worthwhile. Like, there were very, very few times that I was weeding and I was like, oh yeah, like this obviously needed to be weeded. It makes sense that I'm doing it. But like half the time I was just like, they would say, oh yeah, weeding needs to get done in the orchard. And so then I would go out into the orchard and I was like, does it? And so I would just kind of like walk around trying to like find things that I'm pretty sure were weeds, but they also were very like needing to save every plant ever if they possibly could, and if it could possibly be useful. So like half the time I would be like, that's a weed, but then she'd be like, actually keep this one because if you dry it and put it in a tea, it's really good for this, which is fine. But I'm like, but don't you have those like elsewhere and not in your orchard that should be dedicated to being an orchard? I don't know. Anyway, it's just like, yeah, I don't feel like because they've even asked me here, they're like, oh, like, do you learn anything cool at the last place? And I'm like, no. Like, I literally just weeded and planted things. Like, I don't think that I learned hardly anything. Like, I couldn't even tell you what permaculture is. Like, and that was like their whole thing. I just feel like I'm glad that I got this experience. Again, I don't know that I would want to stay here a whole month. Again, here's the thing. If I had a McKenna here, I think it'd be fine. But that was the same thing with Arkansas. I was like, if she wasn't there, I would have hated it, honestly. And like here, I at least am like, feel comfortable with like the work and the communication and all of that. So like, I don't feel as like sad, I guess, in not having like a bestie with me. But like, it's only been like 4 days, so like I'm okay. Honestly, I do feel like perhaps I may come back in the future. Again, I think he's on the spectrum, and also I think it's kids, or at least one of them is also. So like there's just kind of like that level of like awkwardness. So then I feel bad because I kind of like assume things. But like every now and then he'll like make a comment and I was like, wait, that was funny. That wasn't awkward. Like, all right, we're chill. When I was trying to connect the like hose thing, and it's like it's hard, and again, especially if you don't have a heat gun, and he was very like seriously, he was like, it helps if you say every swear word you know. And I'm like, all right, I like you, you're funny. But yeah, so anyway, it wasn't a super eventful day, but I still managed to yap for 13 minutes straight about it. So oh, okay, Nathan is his friend who like showed up yesterday. So when I heard them walking around while I was in here, and I would like, I can't hear them like clearly, but I hear like muffled talking, and then he would laugh, and it sounds like a little kid laugh, and then I realized that he is not a little kid, maybe like 30-ish, but when he talks, he sounds normal, but his laugh sounds either like a little kid or like, it sounds so bad, but like kind of special needs-ish vibe. But I was sitting in here earlier and I kept hearing this like humming, but I couldn't tell if it was like a mower or one of the tractors or something. But I was like, it kind of sounds like a hum, but like it's so consistent that like I don't know if it's a person, it's him, but like he like all day, if he's walking alone, he's humming the same like little, it's not like a song even, it's just like the same little like thing over and over and over and over all day whenever he's walking alone. And I'm like, this is weird. He kind of makes me uncomfy. Like literally just said like, because Martin introduced us and I said, hi, it's nice to meet you, and he's like, yeah, nice to meet you. That's all we've said to each other. But he keeps like looking at me and I don't like it. And so I was gonna go water the plants, but he was standing over there and I didn't want to deal with that. So I'm waiting for him to leave, which that might be him. Nope, that's not him. That's Chad mowing again, because he didn't finish mowing the first time, because there's 200 acres apparently. I think I'm gonna go water those plants. I was gonna go like get the leaves and stuff out of the shower, but that lady won't leave, so I probably won't do that. Hopefully pizza's coming soon, because I really want pizza. Maybe I'll talk later, maybe not. I shouldn't, because it's already 16 minutes. Yeah, toodles.